we both get deep and soulful, and you definitely take it other places. I take it other places. I feel like that's the biggest, like in the Venn diagram, like deep and soulful's in the middle of us two.
Exactly.
And then like we get a bit, you know, bring our other influences and areas that we specialize a bit more in that the other maybe doesn't. And it's like tennis, we complement each other as well. I'll kick it off. Hello, I'm Shy One. We are at Potato Head Bali.
Hi, I'm Ruby Savage. Out here in
Chilling.
Bali, like,
Enjoying Bali.
yeah,
Amazing.
so
So
good.
where did you guys come from? Like, you know, this is not home, I imagine.
We just came from, this is actually the last stop in our Oceania tour.
Nice.
So we were in Australia for a couple of weeks, and then before that we were in New Zealand.
Wow.
And originally we were in the UK, London, Margate.
Wow.
That's point A.
Amazing.
And now Bali is point Z.
Yeah.
That's dope. So I'm assuming, whose first time is it in Bali? This
is my first time, yeah.
Well, you just came in yesterday.
Yes.
You do have a couple of days. What do you think so far? What are you seeing?
My God, what am I eating?
What are you seeing? What are you eating? All of that.
What I'm eating.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just magic out here.
Nice.
Beautiful. The food is amazing. People are so chill.
Yes.
Know what they're about.
Yes, indeed.
Good taste. I feel like it's just like good taste across the board.
They say, I feel like last time I was here, they mentioned something about the island being very like karmic and karmic. I don't know if that's the word, like just karma based. And if you come with good intentions and respect,
100%. So you're not gonna get a lot of scammy, like they want you to come back. There's a lot of, I don't know if you noticed all the little, you see it when you walk around, there's like little
like
offerings on the floor. I don't know if you've noticed
I've
that
seen
yet.
so many
Yeah,
of
I've
them.
seen
The
it,
little flowers.
Yes,
Gorgeous.
yes. So it's very, very true. Good stuff.
Is it like very ritualistic, right?
100%. That's why there's mad temples. You should
Yeah.
definitely check out a temple.
You can feel that energy here.
Yeah, no,
really.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So talk to me. Let's start with you. Tell me, you're here DJing Night Moves, right?
yeah, we're gonna play in a couple of hours here at Night Moves, the Potato Head.
Dope.
Potato Head crew brought us back together.
Nice.
I've come solo before, and Ruby will, I'm sure, do a solo trip here, as you were meant to as well.
Yeah.
But it's our first joint tour,
Right.
or closing of the first joint tour.
This is a fun one, actually. I think like we love really similar music, but like both ends of the spectrum. So for like our joint sets, it's more about bringing it together.
Yeah, I mean, we both get deep and soulful, and you definitely take it other places. I take it other places. I feel like that's the biggest, like in the Venn diagram, like deep and soulful's in the middle of us two.
Exactly.
And then like we get a bit, you know, bring our other influences and areas that we specialize a bit more in that the other maybe doesn't. And it's like tennis, we complement each other as well. It's like a little sparring, man.
Bouncing
And
off
we'll
each
like
other.
maybe start like before we start a set, so like, okay, what do you reckon tonight? Want to go a bit deep? Want to go really fun, up high, or do you want to like go a bit weird?
Yeah.
And so it's more about like not genre, but more about like what vibe do you want to
What
bring?
vibe? What's the energy giving you? What's
Exactly.
the crowd giving you? You know what I mean? How are you feeling? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
all
like
of that.
tapping into that as well. So like a set here at Potato Head will be very different to like a club in Sydney.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah,
Just knowing your audience, just the vibe. What,
reading it, yeah.
all this shit going on. You could get inspired and go completely left.
Honestly, the meal could inspire us, the jamu, whatever we've had that day.
Might be a
That's a
tune
jam.
in the cab down.
Nice.
Be like, oh, I remember that.
Or like here and today when we were having lunch, we heard
That's it.
a Simande tune playing in the distance. You know, depending on what the crowd's saying tonight, we might be like, oh, I should play an edit by them. Or, you know what, I might play Rastafarian folk song.
Yeah.
If the crowd's right, if once we get like acquainted with them and we feel like we've got to gain their trust, then I might be like, oh yeah, that was a vibe, Eddie. Let's draw for that.
Yeah, and that's like always the goal. I think in a set, if you talk about style, it's like, right, let's see where we can take it, test out the crowd, and then once you know you got it, it's like, okay, let's go there.
Dope.
Yeah.
Good shit, man. Amazing.
Yeah.
What's it about the London scene, man? Like, the DJs are just wicked out there, man. There's always been a thing. Like, I'm always jealous. Like, there's just heads there, you know? And I love how it just translates.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that scene now. Like,
I
what's
think-
going on there on the
I think
ground?
London is like so multicultural and people from everywhere. It's like you gotta be ready to play to any kind of crowd. And then I think there's also this thing where in London, it's like people get excited when they hear a tune that they don't know, and it's a sick tune. Like you can do that in London. It's not a city where you got to play.
Like you have to know what it is.
You got to, people don't know.
Yeah.
It's actually about like playing tunes that people are gonna be like, what is that?
Like
it sounds amazing.
That's
yeah,
the excitement.
Exactly. That's why you hear so much good music.
That's how I grew up. Like there's, you didn't have to know the tracks.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
Discovering
and like when you
stuff.
place them, yeah.
There's a lot of fun stuff. There's always a studio. There's remixes coming. There's production coming. There's There's always stuff going on. Despite, or should I say, in spite of club closures and just nonsense with the councils and the government, people are still partying. People are still putting out great stuff. The culture's still being pushed forward.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of that in Europe, in particular. I think everywhere, but I think in Europe, I keep hearing about these closures and things. I'm not sure what that's about. Interesting.
Yeah, not as free as out here. I don't think. We don't have the space as well, you know. So.
But you know what? Like I actually moved to Margate after 15 years in London, and that's like a lot of people are there that are like into music or that have collections. They literally need a bigger house to put the records in because it's just too expensive to have a collection in London. And so like I moved there like a year and a half ago, and suddenly there's so much stuff popping up because you can just rent a small little club space. People have sound systems and like parties happen. So it's also like people are getting inventive. London it's still hard to get Londoners out there, but they're coming. You know, for a party. They're coming.
We'll come. It's not far. It's not too far.
Yeah. Have you been?
Margate? Yeah, I've been to Margate. It's nice. It's really nice. It's very tempting.
Very tempting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very tempting. Very. I'm done. Like I love London. I still musically I'm based there. I'm on radio stations there. I've got residencies. You know, radio there. But I'm not bending over backwards to keep up with London's demand.
Yeah. Crazy times. I told you guys this was light. Looking forward to you guys playing. This is the thing we were doing in transit. We just try to catch cats passing through, which seems to be a thing. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, you want this part of your career. You want to move. You want to share your love, you know? So we always try to kind of capture that weirdness of like, I'm in a new town, like, you know, and just kind of vibe out and, you know, get to know you on an intimate level and all that.
It's wicked. And, you know, like, I hope we get to transit
yes, absolutely.
more often through
That's
these
what
places.
it was about. Like meeting you guys last night. Like, you know, it's just like, hey, a couple of mutual friends. I was like,
that's one of the best bits about touring, honestly, for me.
Yeah.
It's like meeting new heads, and then there's always the common ground, which is like a passion for music or like the arts in general.
Yeah.
And then there turns out to be mutuals, and it's just, I love that. It's just expanding the network.
And I also think like the music world that we're in it's more like a mindset or mind state rather than a genre.
Yeah.
And with that comes like people being into like good food and like doing like cultural things in the area. I think very much the world we're in, it's like very respectful to like local culture and being interested in that and supporting it. So
and just expanding, like, you know, awareness. Like, this is very different from where you guys are from.
Yeah.
You're on the other side of the world, you know.
Yeah,
it's the fourth largest country in the world.
That's
you know
mad,
what I mean?
isn't it?
Wow.
So it's
it's big.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big.
Didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Did not know that.
It's the fourth largest country. It has the most Muslims in the world. It's not a Muslim country.
Yeah, is that with all the extra islands around
All the
as
extra
well?
Jakarta, everywhere else. So
Yeah.
Bali's the
That's
only
a
one
big
that
bat.
is.
Did you see it?
Ooh,
I
that
got
was Batman.
Did you get that?
I saw it heavy.
I was like,
we got it. Heavy,
did it come through?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wicked.
saw it. No, it's good. Island thing.
They're gonna think that was some
In
effect.
transit.
In transit. Island thing.
Hey, I'm Shy One, DJ, producer from London Town, and this is Globetrotter.
Hi, I'm Ruby Savage. I am a DJ, originally from Amsterdam, living in the UK, and this is Globetrotter.